So, how to go from broken bolt to that right there is what you want. Success in one picture, satisfaction in one picture, satisfying galore in one picture for any type of tech. That's what you want right there. If this is vacuum. Yo, what's up? We in this. We out here. This is something I'm gonna add new to some of the stuff I want to be doing since the two-door, you know, doing two-door stuff. So what happens and what you can do, what things you can use, what you're gonna need to get out a bolt that has happened to break. So as you can see, this bolt holds this spring tensioner in place, and on this side it actually broke. There it goes. I can focus. There's the other half of the bolt that broke off. I used quite a bit of force to do it. So what you can do, some of the basic stuff you're gonna need at first is to realize what kind of bolt you're gonna actually encounter first. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you that. If it's a super thick steel bolt like one of these, chances are you're gonna have a pretty hard time unless you have some really badass set of drill bits. These are very hard to drill through. Second, this one is not really that much of a hard steel bolt. I mean, it is technically, I guess, like a steel metal, but it's not like a hardened one like that one. The hardened ones are going to be super difficult to get through. So for starters, for one, you can, and if you're lucky, you may be able to get it. You can get here. See how there's like an edge, like on the bolt a little bit, just a little bit. See how there's like a little lip? So sometimes if you're lucky and you can kind of get a screwdriver on the end of it, you can kind of pick and kind of twirl your way out of it. If not, this is what you're gonna need. Step one, center punch. Step two, extractor set with left-handed drill bits. And step three, your basic drill, left and right, non-ratcheting drill, not an impact. So this is a regular drill. So step one would be get as far into the center, as much as into the center of the bolt that you can. Try and get as close to center as you can with the center punch, because the more center you are, the more it'll make sense later. There, and you can kind of see the little dimple that it made. Man, look at that. And it's, people say don't do it more than once, but if you get it right there in the center again, it'll kind of find itself, and it'll just make that dimple a little bit more I don't know, use whatever fancy word, make it a little bit more better. All right, then I'm doing this one-handed. You got your left-handed sets. You got your left-handed drill bits, and then you have your extractor, and I'll show you how all this works in a second. So with these, you got your left-handed bits, and then you got your, some people call them easy outs, extractor sets, whatever you want to call them. It's also a good idea to have some of these. These are tap sockets. These tap sockets, I could put another video if you wanted to re-tap everything. You can see back here, these have a square fitting. So you can go in here and find the socket that you're gonna need, which I believe this one is gonna be this guy right here. Let me get that click. Ooh. Got that click. So as you can see, you can put a regular ratchet onto here, and once you make your hole, this will actually grab and extract it out. But that's for later on. That's just to show you how it all works. I probably am going to use this size just right now. So we got it. Step one, centered. Step two, we got to find out which one we're going to use. So we'll probably start off with this one. and then probably work our way up to a bigger size if need be. And also to note, you may need a little lubrication. I actually went to go look for it. It was right in front of me. So here I'm using WD-40. You use PB Blaster. You're gonna put it on the actual drill bit itself, because with heat you don't want it to, you don't really want to cause any excessive heat and cause any ruin your bits, you know, anything like that. So step 1, center punch. Step 2, drill. And remember, these are left-handed. Kind of aids in the process of fitting this guy in there a little bit more better. Okay, so now that we've drilled a hole, now, yes, I know you can probably grab a set of pliers and just get it out of there if you can, but this is in the case that it's not. We're doing this just for example reasons. We drilled our hole. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get our extractor, fit it into our, oh, actually that's actually the wrong size. Fit it into our tap socket. And after we get it into our tap socket, if it's ever going to come out, I've probably never used this size. There we go. Put it onto the ratchet. And we're going to see if we can grab it, see if we can get it to come out. And this one should be pretty easy because, like I said, I'm using it just for the example. And there it is. This one, super easy, but you get the point of it, of how this will actually work in the long run. And then there's a bolt. So you can see the extractor, left hand threads wedges itself into the bolt orifice pathway that you made, and then you can go in there and now you can do it. Now in my buddy's case, like you saw in the picture, his broke off flush, so in his case he may actually need to use, probably start with this one, probably step up to this size, and use this guy. Now that's one way to get it out. Another way that you may be able to get something out like that, like if I go over on this side, is, for one, obviously if it was protruding out a little bit, you can get some pliers and try and get it out. But if it's flush and the angle method doesn't work, the only thing left that you're going to be able to do, which kind of sucks, is drill and drill and drill, and then you're eventually, what you're going to need to do is put an oversized helicoil, which sucks. Sometimes when you're drilling, or when you're trying to get something out of that size, you know, you saw the drill bit, you can use this, and you can slowly step up in size until you get up to this guy right here. This guy looks just about the same size as the thread, so you could probably use this, and then the rest of the remnants of the bolt can pretty much they'll just slide right in and out. And then you can use a tap and die set to clean the threads. That's a little bit more time consuming, but you're going to get all that bolt material out, rethread it, and then you may not need to use a helicoil. So this is kind of the basic use of a easy out extractor set, whatever you want to call it. The end result is that's what you're going to want to use, or that's what you're going to want to use as a reference for you to finally get that bolt out. I hope this kind of makes sense. Hopefully this video helps my buddy out, because I kind of gave him the rundown. But you got to remember, center punch, left-handed drill bit on high speed. You got to remember high speed. Then your extractor set. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this helps anybody that's going to be out there. Made in France. It's still broke, so it's still a piece of shit. So peace out. I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, he gone. go, he's gone.